Hi, today my name is Chris Slaughter, and I am a person who's a hobbyist. I love to build model train sets, and I'm working on a model train layout right now with my son. My son's actually holding the camera right now. But today we're going to show you what to do. I'm kind of a beginner at this, so many of you out there might be wondering what to do as far as train layouts, but this is kind of my first video, so you know, there might be some errors and things like that. Don't judge me, don't criticize me too bad. But this is my first video, and I'm kind of a beginner at this. But I just want to share with you some things that I found while building my train layout. And, what I did first of all was I bought a Bachmann flyer set for my son, and it started as a beginner set. By the second day of Christmas, it turned into a $500 or $600 project with plywood, probably about 50 pieces of track, and houses, grass, the whole nine. Now what I did was I went to Home Depot and I bought two 4x4 pieces of plywood, and I put them together to come up with 4x8, a long big 4x8 sheet layout. What I want to do is I bought some 8 pieces of 1x4, 8 pieces of 1x4 shelf backing, which is basically composite wood. It's like sawdust glued together, but it's very heavy and it's very solid and it's very flat. The other thing I did is I went to Home Depot and I looked at their 1x8 pieces of just pine wood. The thing about pine wood is pine wood tends to warp, so you get pieces that kind of look like this, okay, and you don't want that for your layout. So you want to get something that's very flat and very solid. It's extremely heavy, but it'll do the job for what you want to do. What you'll need is you'll need some uncure. For the project I'm using, this is to dissolve the pieces. I use super glue to tack my tracks down, and there are pieces that I want to change. So I was in the hobby store today and the guy told me about this. I didn't know this even existed. I've heard about acetone, I've heard about nail polish remover, but I've never ever heard of uncure. So this stuff is very good, it's very concentrated. This will remove super glue. So if you want to change your layout or untack your tracks, this is the stuff you want to use. You'll need a tape measure. Make sure you have a nice, good, decent tape measure. You also need a box of 100 wood screws. You want to tack your surface down to a solid piece of wood so that you can actually move it and be mobile. I've actually bought two cases of these. I have 200 wood screws, so I don't know. For your ballasting and maybe your glue applications you want to use, I found this at a dollar store. It's basically a brush set, and it's a small brush to the widest brush. So you want to have something like that to do your ballasting. For the ballasting, you want to use a small brush to do it. And there's loads of ballasting videos. So if you're not sure how to ballast tracks, you can just look. I would just go to YouTube and type in ballast tracks, and there's tons of ballasting tracks videos. Okay. There's a lot of buzz about this on the internet about the water glue mix. Early on in building my track layout, I actually made Elmer's and water 50-50 mix, and it didn't come out too good. So I broke down and bought Woodland Scenics, their own spray adhesive. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're a beginner, I would recommend going with this. It's only $8, it's not that expensive. If you want it done right, I would go with something that's pretty much professional. All this is a lot of people tell you in their videos, don't waste your money on this, just mix 50% Elmer's glue and water. Well, that might not be the easiest thing to do as a beginner. So if you're not sure how much to mix, if you're not sure how big of a container to make, then I would go with the Woodland Scenics adhesive spray. Also, this is the dollar store brand of glue. This is nothing but Elmer's basically. But I would keep this handy just, in case you want to glue things. I didn't use this. I started tacking my boards down to my layout. I bought this because I wanted to enhance the cohesiveness of my top layer to my bottom layer of my layout. So I've already started screwing it in, but I was going to apply a thin layer of Gorilla Glue just to make sure it doesn't come apart. If it does come apart, I'll slap some more screws in it and then I'll put some glue on it. Okay, so those are the things you'll need to do layout. There's a lot more things that you can use, but in my next video we'll show you what I'm using.